Okay, so let's see. Inside so this is home view. So passing my longitude and latitude. I have get weather. I haven't been doing this thing on GitHub. I should just open it inside this. 1 minute, let me just pull this up. Okay. Just give a moment. It's coming up. Okay. So to get weather, that's the first thing. So you have to do navigator the geolocation, get current position, where you have to get. This is more like when you're using what do they call it? Use effect. Have you? This is more like when you're using use effect. So let's do this console log. Let me see what navigator gives us. Yeah, so this is the navigator stuff. I believe all of us are using navigator. View location, get current location, the current position. So here now you need to pass the position, get the coordinates. Okay. So I'm passing this in inside where, so this one. Yeah, I was doing a while I did this. Okay, so navigated object, its current position. So this takes position. This position is coming from, I have the coordinates, get the longitude and latitude. Okay. Um, Five. Okay. All right. So what am I trying to achieve here now? So I think this I believe we're actually using navigator that this navigator stuff for you to get for you to get for you to get the current location. So hmm, let me confirm something. So this actually takes a callback, which is basically the position, and then I'm extracting the longitude and latitude. Then I'm now passing. Okay. Okay, so I am now getting the longitude and latitude. I don't know if we've actually gotten up to this point, at least most of us, for the current location. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. So I think it's just because this is done with Vue, so that's why this whole setup is like this. So, but then I think the whole of this will run inside a use effect if you want to use this. So I now get the longitude and latitude from this callback function that is inside here. So this is actually a function that takes a callback of the position. So now this position, I now pass the longitude and latitude because for this my get weather, Okay. Okay, so this might get whether is an asynchronous function that takes latitude and longitude. So I now pushed it to the store. Well, I'm just explaining. I'm just explaining it how it is here. But the way you could just do your own is using, you can use what they call it. This what's the name again? Oh, what do we use for this thing? So that you can move around your page. Context API, yeah. So you can just use your context API and then you call it inside here and then pass this stuff inside. Or you alternatively you can still do it on the same page here, but I just had to move some of those logic inside the store. So I have this fetch location weather data. So if you come inside, if you go to my store now, so this is using view, so don't, so I have this is an action and it takes a state and then it takes these two things, latitude and longitude. So you have your URL, put the latitude, put the longitude, put your API key, then you're able to await, get URL, and then when you get this response, I don't know if I'll get this. Let me just okay. Yeah, so I get the data, so inside the data now I have my clouds, I have my coordinates, I have DT, I have main, and very funny enough, Seth, I have this name of Port Harcourt, even though I'm not in Port Harcourt. So I have all this information here. So that is just can I even do this now? I can't even start rushing this thing now. I'm thinking of doing it in React, so I cannot rush this. Okay. So when I get the response, which is this data, so this response of data is this, and I'll store it inside, and I'll call this set weather data. So, so which is this? So there's the weather data for that particular page. So this weather data now, I am using it on this home view. This is the weather data, I'm getting it. And then I'm using it inside on my page here. If it's loading, show loading. Else, if there's a weather data, then you want to get the weather data dot main dot temp. So so this whole information here is everything is that weather data, and then you have the main, and then you have the temp. So it's not like I don't think I'm doing any. I'm not twisting anything. I'm just getting the data as it is, and I'm actually just displaying it. So this is this for the front one, right? Now, I think the other one, if I check humidity now, so let me just go and check other ones. I even put the humidity stuff. So let me just confirm. Okay, main.humidity. So if I check here now, inside main, So we have humidity of 68%, is this. Temperature, I use the same main term. Wind speed, so wind dot speed. That's how I got this. So I think this is just for the front page. So if you're able to get this, if you're able to fetch and get this data first for that current location, for the current location, you have to use the whole navigator, the geolocator stuff to get that. And I think I could just try it out. Did I edit something here? Okay, I did a console log. Let me just do new window. Let me just confirm if that navigator stuff works. So okay, so let me just do that on the product page. So we have a use effect here. So let me just do console.log. Let me confirm. Okay, so let me run this here. Yeah. So I get geolocation here. And if I go on to do get current position, takes a position. Okay. So this inquires of your this thing. So when you click allow, so it now gives you your location, longitude, latitude. So with that now, you're able to now get this. So you're able to now get this, so you can now console log, because from position you have chords. If you check, yeah, so these chords, so inside it, so chords dot latitude, chords dot longitude. So if I do console dot log latitude, okay, what am I trying to do? Okay, so let me see. Yeah, so I have these two things here now. So I'll now be able to use it, and uh, so if you're able to get that, you're able to get that, then you can now can have a function. Hope I'm not doing this. Current ish. So inside here now, this is just going to take latitude, longitude, what again? Latitude, longitude. Okay, so I think just need to get that API. Okay, so inside here, I will just paste this URL here. This API key, all right, I mix up a whole lot of things. Let's API key. So inside here, so API key. Let me just get my API key from the other place. I have a .env. I have this. I believe everybody, when you kind of sign up or so, you're given an API key. I'm just going to do is going to just be a string here. So you probably also need to use an .env file in your work, so that when you're pushing, you don't push your API key. It's actually not good to push API keys here. Yeah. Yeah, you just create a .env file. Precious, how does this work here, sir? How do you use this with? Precious, can you hear me? Let me just try it out. .env. You say he has not used it before? Okay. Okay, no problem. So let's just see how that works. Okay. It's still bit, so I think it's almost the same thing. Eh? Should be the same thing. It's bit, so let's do the same thing. So you give it a key like this. There has to be bit app API key, so on and so forth. Then for me to be able to use this inside my work here, I need to find a way. Instead of doing this thing that I'm doing here, yes. There was a time that this thing used to flag it. Okay. So there's a time that if you push this, if you push something like this to GitHub, it will flag it. So um confirm. Okay. So I think you do this import this thing. So I will just this is how I think this is how you just get it. Let me just zoom. It's yeah, key. Okay. This is the URL. Let me just console log this URL CL. So remember, I still need to call this function here and pass these two things inside. So I will say get current location weather, and I'll pass the latitude and longitude. All right, so let's see. I'm packing a whole lot of things inside here, but just get the gist. All right. Yeah, so I have this, I have this. Yeah, so I have I think my API key is also showing. App ID is equals to 02 so. Yeah, so this is working. So this is how you, if you're using Vite, this is how you call it in. So, but remember, you have to start with Vite app and then underscore, then whatever name you want to give it, it can be anything. It should be in capital letter too. That is when you're using it in your .env file. And then as much as possible in your git ignore, you should have, now if you've noticed, this one is on track. So that means it is not inside here. So if I want to remove it from here, I think I just need to do .env. I save. So you see that this will not be pushed no matter what happens. You need to add it inside here. But the thing is, if you do it like this, you do it like this, definitely you have to, whoever is going to clone it, whoever is going to create a copy of this needs to know, needs to know. So that's why some people also have what we call, I mean, uh, there's no duplicate. Let me copy and let me just I copied. Okay. Let me just, okay, so rename, so they normally have this .env, a bit of example.env, that it. So you have something like yeah, .env.example. So someone just understands that, oh, this is what it is. Something of this sort. Not even view app API key. Okay, so I have this copy. I'm just going to rename it to .env example. So inside here, so this one can be tracked, can be, you can push this one. I'm just going to copy. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to remove this and I'll just say your API. So someone just knows that this is what you need to do when you want to use it. Okay. Then, so then back to our world now. I bought the wrong yam. I did this in the wrong place. So that should be an example, whereas this should just be your normal API. All right. So when I did that, is if you get confused at some point, do not hesitate to tell me. So inside here, I have my URL. So now it's then left for me to just do my whole Axios, blah, blah, blah. So inside, so go to I'll just go to products. Mind I'm jumbling a whole lot of things. So I'll just do is a get request. So I'll just do what Axios. I don't know the Axios in here before. Mm, okay. So I just need to respond, blah, 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 and then pass in the URL. So I wait Axios.get, pass in my URL here. So this has to be async. I'm going to do this inside here. So response. Let me just console log my response. I know I've console logged a whole lot of things. Wondering if I'm the consoler. Ouch. What happened? Exports. It only appeared at the top. Not exporting anything on my 8. What did I do here? That is out of place. Okay, I removed this. Okay, so let me see. Let's see what we get. So I have my data. I have this. I have that and everything. Okay, so this is how it works for getting your current location. For getting your current location, you can do this and get it this way. I don't know. Does anybody have any question about this shenanigan that I'm doing here? Anybody confused? Yeah, which did you understand it?
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Okay, so with this, you're able to
The
just get,
question I have, sorry, can I shoot you a question real quick?
no problem.
So, I don't know whether you said it, but I just didn't understand it. That .env file,
Mm-hmm.
since you're not pushing it, don't your code need it to work?
Yes, your code needs it to work. But when you're pushing to GitHub, it's just going to stay there. So that's why back
So,
A
if
is
you,
just for your
if
local distance.
I'm just asking now, like you said, the file don't like it doesn't push if you create a .env file. I don't
Yes.
understand. Like that was where I got lost. Was you were
Okay.
saying something about it ignore. So I want to
Yeah.
understand how you push it because you said as in .env does not push to it does not stage to GitHub.
Yeah.
So how do you stage it? How do you push it?
Yeah. So the thing is, you don't push it. It's only you only use it on your local device or wherever you're hosting it. So if I want to host this on Netlify, I have to go to
Mm.
Netlify and add my EMV. So let me just check it out. Netlify. Let me just show you what it's like. Hmm. All right, so let me just pick this one. And you go to site configuration. You have environment variables here. So you see this add variable. So if you have to add a single variable, well, I've not used this one before, add a single variable, you have to write the key here, and then you have to put in the value here. So
How do you mean
same
like
way.
give me an example using the stuff that you like on your phone?
Well, okay, let me just, so this thing, let me do this. Let me use this other. So this, let me just use this. So this is key. Might be a bit different because, well, some of these platforms have their own way of configuring this. So this is the key, and then the other one is the value.
Okay, the number is the value.
Yeah, if you want it hidden and all of that. So then you now create, and you're able
So
to.
after creating like and if you open the note again, you should be able to start working.
Yes, so far because this is you're hosting this here. So
Yes.
each time somebody opens this particular the URL, the hosted URL, so it picks it up from here and uses it. So that's what happens here. But if you're using it on your local device, you have to. So this thing now, if you're working with a back end and you need an EMV, the back end is going to send you this, and then you copy it and paste inside your EMV file for your local use. After that, you push it, your EMV still stays here as it is. The reason why I was saying this now is because so that If I push this code now, you know that you have to create your own .env file. And then you come to this .env.example and you look at this pattern. So you know that if you copy this and paste it inside your env, what should be inside this quotation mark is your own API key. So that means you need to have your own account on open weather this thing and copy your API key and paste it inside here for you to be able to use it on your local device.
Sorry. Sorry, one more question to put your way. I don't need to add this .env file in ticket now, right? It's automatically not there. So it's automatically already.
No, you need to add it inside. Well, depending on the setup, there are some that it comes naturally. But the thing is, you need to take note of it because when I created it initially, it was showing untracked like this one. So I had
Now,
to come here. Yeah, I had to come here and add this .env. So once I added it here, it automatically removed it. So there's no untracked for it. So it knows that this one, it is not pushing it. Same thing for, yeah, if you have node modules and stuff. Yeah, so this is node modules. So it understands that whenever I'm pushing, I am not adding node modules. And then most of those things, yeah,
person
that's
is
the way it
asking a
is.
question on the part of
Oh, okay. Adding on Netlify. Not very certain of that yet, but let me just confirm. It's uh, .env Netlify. I know that some of these platforms they have their own way, of doing this.
most like the person that submitted. How did the person do it?
uh, well, depends now. You could actually just do it inside there, like in the file like that, and just push it. It happens. So, I don't know
Whether
about this
I can
method.
trust
Yeah,
this
well,
method.
if you don't know about this method, I'll just except okay, I hosted on Netlify, right? So what I could do is, well, if I finish doing this, I'll push it. I'll push it and then I'll see if I am able to get
Like,
yeah, if it works
uh,
there. And then
if I,
we try the whole Netlify thing there and see if it works.
uh,
That's the way around it. So as you can see, I'm able to get this. So on your page, but the major thing is you passing that position stuff. So you pass the position, there's the product. Yeah, so you pass the position here, you get the latitude and longitude, and then you pass it inside this function to get this, and then use it inside here. So what this does is that when you pass the position, get current position, it asks you if you want access to your current position. And then when you say yes, it now gives you access to this position dot codes.
uh,
Yeah, and then from here you're able to get these two things. You destructure and get these two things, and then pass it inside here. You're able to use this. So yeah, I think most people use their API this thing, the API key directly inside here. Well, they say it's not good because, well, someone can actually tamper with it and do all sorts of stuff. So that's why you should not do that. So then you now do this inside here, and then you get your response, and you're able to pick as you want and then display it on your page. That's how that's how this one works. So then the other aspects, I think we can actually figure it out somewhere. But then I think majorly you have to use context API for some of them because if you are routing to a different page and all, need it on a global level. You need some of these things on a global level so that when you switch to
Okay.
a different page, yeah, when you
Yeah.
switch to a different page, it doesn't refresh and all.
I wanted to even ask you, like, why, like, can I use my context API? Because I'm even
Yeah,
seeing that most of the things I'm writing here, you don't need to like keep reusing it. Even the length
yes,
and like, I
yeah.
don't keep.
So the reason for that context API is so that you're able to store stuff on a global level. And even if you refresh your page, well, if you refresh your page, it will return to the same. But when you're switching from one page to the other, and like you're not reloading the app, those information they are still preserved.
Let
So
me ask one more question. Can you write like the search request and the get what we call the
in
request
context,
and the search request, can you put two of them inside the context API and then like fetch two of them separately? Is it possible?
yeah, it's possible to write functions inside your context API. You
No,
also need
like
to
both
pass
the
it.
search function and the listed and the get function.
Yeah, you're able to do that. You're able to the search function and what?
The home page has the fetch, while the
Yeah,
search bar has the search query function.
yeah,
Like,
it's functions now. It's functions. You just know that when you when you do search, yeah, you're sending the input and passing it inside. Where did I even do that? This inside home view. I actually have this location. So I pass this. So I'm doing my own inside store at once. So this is the where's my Obonge inputs? Okay, I have a search form. Okay, so inside here, I have my inputs, well, which I sort of trimmed. So I have this search term. So when I click on search, I call this function, pass in the,
let me see the screen. The screen will be
let you see.
the screen. You said the screen.
Yeah, so this dot trim. But the thing
Okay.
is, it removes white spaces. No?
Okay,
It
no matter
removes,
how much space back, it's removed.
yeah, yeah, so something of this sort anyway. So for some people that will just come here and then after doing like that, you now come and search. Not going to work. So that will not work. So you actually need just maybe something, need an actual value like this. And then you're able to say. So trim just removes white spaces. So if you give spaces in between your inputs, that'll happen. I don't know if this will work. The search does not exist. Seems to be a mistake. So something of that sort. Well, I know I didn't even talk about error handling, so all these things. Okay, so yeah, we have all of this. Even these ones don't even exist, but yeah, they're coming up here.
But like, if a search does not exist, why is it on your
You say,
previous search? If a search does not exist, like, are you not
uh,
supposed to like
well, your choice, Sha. I think what
but
I
at
was,
least you have no access to show previous searches. Yeah, that's a thumbs up for me.
I know, people should just do the basic ones first. Do the basic ones first.
Because I don't get them to the pop am from the list.
Ah, all of them, all of them. So that's like that's the major stuff. So I don't know if anybody has a question or something other than this.
Maybe next next class, I will carry notebook with my questions.
Barry, I've not heard your voice.
Now you dey make money. It's money
We should
time.
be say buy they make money. I
Money
beg.
Monday. Money Monday. Money
Okay,
by
okay. So let's calm down. So I don't know if anybody has any questions. Welcome, David.
Thank you, boss. Well done.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if anybody has any questions so far on the whole weather stuff. Yes, I seriously I need us to at least get this front page. Get this front page first. And then if you can do further and all, view
Boss, I
save.
think I have a challenge.
Yeah. So
Mine is a very simple thing. My own is extracting that image. I don't know. I don't try.
extracting the image, how
Yes.
images I added by myself. Oh, this image did not follow this thing.
Okay.
Like I got my own images and I'm checking if you check my code here. So I have cloud sky, I have cloudy, I have clear sky too. So depending on the weather condition, I'll be the whatever it gives me. And I think I am checking that somehow. So if okay, I think I was using this weather main. So if we have clear, then it shows well it's sunny. If we have clouds, yeah, you do clouds. If we have rain, you have rain, so on and so forth. So this is actually not for the background. Okay? This is not for the background. Let me check result view. That's weather viewer. So based on the weather states, yeah, so it picks up whichever background it has to show. This, like I said, this is view. So you have to find your own way around it. You can still use a switch. You can still use a switch and then I think you can do it dynamically now. Also, based on the whatever it is, you just pick up it and use it. Okay. Is that clear? Barry, is that clear? Are you clear on that?
I will try it first. Then I know whether it's clear. But I think
Okay.
it's conditionals I will use because if this is, I'll write it, it will be very long. I'll keep writing
Condition
it like cover everything. Like
is yeah,
this
this switch here.
shorthand.
Mm.
Yes, I don't know if there's switch in this thing in right they react.
Is it not functions? React, not the JavaScript. It's possible to do all of that. Mm.
Ah,
So, well, that is that. Austin, not sure I've heard your voice, so
okay,
cooking pounded
if
yam.
it is clear, return this. If it is this, return this.
I
If
think
it is this, return it. Not that hard. Yeah.
you could do you could save the API response for that for either if it's cloudy or clear or anyone. Save it in a variable, and then you conditionally display background image. If it is this,
Yeah,
display
that's
the
what I want. If this dot this is equal to this, then I
Yeah.
would like if this dot, I don't know whether it is temp or whatever that is equal to clear or clouds or rain. Like it's equal to this, show
Mm-hmm.
this. If this does this is equal to this, show this. If this, I will make all of them like that, conditionally like that. It's not going to be
Yeah.
that difficult.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So I'm actually, if I just let me just console log this anyway. The weather state.
yeah, Ogochuk, I read that optional chaining is not
Mm-hmm.
so good. Where you do weather is true, then display weather. Why did they say like that? I read it in an article.
Okay, you mean this? Okay, well, this weather, this.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, this is, I don't know why they would say it's not good because I know this is like a
That's it.
modern,
This is the modern way of writing code now. I don't know what like anybody that don't do this. Because this
yeah,
checks if there's weather data, then do what you need to do.
yeah, it saves you the stress of doing some comparison kind of thing. So it's more modern. I don't know why they would say it's not good.
It's not practical. Although I wish I use it, most times I don't. I don't even know why I don't, but I wish I actually use it more often.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm doing this for this other guy. Hmm. Not even guessing what I weather state. Okay, this should be inside here. Oh, this guy is broken. Hmm. Strange. Okay, this is the hosted one. Get out of my life. Okay, so you see I have clouds here. So thing is, yeah, so this thing you're going to be checking the main. So weather data, weather, you get 0, you get the main, and then you now use that to you can use that to switch. So if it is clear, you show this one. If it is this, you show this one. And then you're able to. So the way I did it was I now called it inside here. URL is background image. I'm able to use that. So that can work. That can work. So conditionals will work. Conditionals will work. Okay. Do we have any other question? All right. So please, please, please. I am actually expecting submissions at least latest before Wednesday. I am expecting submission. I need submissions. The earlier you the earlier you submit, because you're actually supposed to have another task that will move you to stage 2. But you guys cannot finish this one. It's fire on the mountain. That means your work needs to be perfect for you to have double promotion. First things first. I think first things first. Submit. If you're able to fetch the front page, submit that one for me. If you're able to fetch the current location and display it, submit that one for me. I'll grade that one first. Then the final one is that you should be able to navigate and display it on a different page and do all those ones. So if we want to actually go that route. So first things first, that's why I need this first one. So if you've done this one, please submit so that I'll grade you. And then you can now start working on the other one. So I don't know if anybody has any question. Yeah. David, do you want to say anything? Do you have anything for them?
Hello?
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, I'm saying, do you have any stuff you would like to tell them or
Right now, no. Well, I just see that if they should feel free to reach out to me. I noticed that none of them messaged me. I don't know why, but they should feel free to reach out to me. Maybe if they want to ask questions or whatever. I'm always available.
okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, please, you guys who should reach out. Reach out if you're having challenges. I know that everything has thinned out. Number of submissions, number of a whole lot. So please and please, you guys should just try. This is the last lap. This is the last lap. So please, Okay. So I think that will be all from me for today. Yep. So we'll stop the class here. Please, I'm expecting submissions. All right. Take care, guys. Have a fun day. All right. All right.